Whenever I ask police chiefs, what should I be teaching students to help prepare them to be a police officer? They repeatedly say report writing. It is the number one thing that rookie police officers struggle with the most. So today, I am going to give you a 5-minute crash course on report writing. So here we go. The first thing you want to know is what goes into a police report. The answer is everything. Who, what, where, when, how, and why. If you answer all those questions, you will have written a good police report. The important thing to remember is that police reports need to be factual, concise, and complete. There is a famous saying in the police culture, if it's not in the report, it didn't happen. We say that because later down the road in court, generally speaking, if the information is not in the report from the start, it won't be useful in court later. So here we go. The first sentence of the report will generally answer the question of when and what. When did the incident occur, and how did the officer get involved? In this case, we start our documentation, and note how I document the date, on 27 April 2015, at what time? And here we note that we use military time. At 10:18 hours. Who? Officers Mitchell and Boston, and note how we bold their last names, and we always list their badge numbers when we first indicate the officers' names. What happened? They were dispatched to a call of a suspicious person. Where? At 100 North Independence Boulevard. What type of call did the officers respond to? The dispatcher reported that the suspicious person was looking into the preschool at the subject address. What happened next? What did the officers observe? Upon arrival at the scene, the officers observed a male white subject standing outside of the preschool. What happened when the officers questioned the subject? Officer Mitchell questioned the individual about what he was doing and his reason for being there. Here, we want to be very specific about how we document what the subject stated. Incriminating statements should be quoted. The officer asked for the child's name, and the subject hesitated. So here we see the subject stated, "I'm waiting for my child that's inside." Officer Mitchell asked for his child's name, and the subject hesitated. This establishes reasonable suspicion, and it's the basis for what the officer does next. The officers asked to perform a search on him, and the man consented. The officers, it's very important to include that information in the report because when the case comes to court, somewhere later, at a later date, most likely the subject will file a motion to quash the search, claiming it was unlawful. That motion will most likely fail if the information is properly documented in the police report. Also, be factual. In this report, we document that a gun was found in his back waistband and the knife in his left pocket. This case may not come to trial for 2 years. It is important to document this information to help refresh the officer's memory about exactly what happened. Continuing, who is the subject? We document his identity in this manner, noting again his last name, male white, his date of birth. And again, note how we document the dates. Where did we get this information from? We got it from his driver's license found inside his wallet. Include important details. In this case, it is important to establish a basis for the officer's action. Why was the subject arrested? Because he was wanted on an active warrant. Here we see Officer Mitchell then requested a warrants check. The dispatcher advised he was wanted on an outstanding warrant for failure to appear. And burglary. Officer Boston then put Janes in handcuffs. It is very important to always include this information in a police report. If you place a subject in handcuffs, document it. And more importantly, be sure to document that you check the handcuffs for proper fit and double lock the handcuffs, if in fact that's what you did as you were trained to do. So in our report, Officer Boston checked the handcuffs for proper fit and double locked them. The subject was then transported from the scene. There you have it, a complete, concise, factual police report in less than 5 minutes.